Nico Alvarez promised to keep stories bright, and this year, there are more stories to carry. Tia Ramira sees that Nico Alvarez has grown more in the heart than in height this year. Last year, the City of the Dead almost forgot its colors. This year, maybe the living can send colors first. Tia Ramira wonders if the City of the Dead remembers the boy who painted its plaza back.
Elias remembers the living boy and the ant who dared the plaza, and wonders how their year has been.
Don Sereno has sung their story in half the cantinas, but wonders if the living world sings it too.
Abuela Rosita wonders whether, tonight, the living will tell a story back to us. Doña Maravilla declares the plaza prepared, not only for business, but for new first stories. Tia Ramira is glad the living have not forgotten how to speak to the dead with their mouths and their hearts. Maybe if the City of the Dead ever gets hungry again, we can feed it with written stories.
Elias has left a place in the library for whatever tale the living world sends back tonight.
Don Sereno can tell this frame has a taste for honest words, not just pretty sounds.
Abuela Rosita hears the living side getting louder today. It sounds like a story warming up. Doña Maravilla expects the next important story to arrive by sunset. Tia Ramira feels the veil breathing more softly this year, like it is satisfied but attentive. This is the first story Nico Alvarez gives as an offering to both worlds.
Elias feels the first whisper of a new living story brushing this hall.
Don Sereno recognizes that tone. This is what it sounds like when a family teases someone they love.
Abuela Rosita hears that this story is about imperfect love. Those are the best kind. Doña Maravilla admits that tonight's most valuable import will be stories, not coins. Tia Ramira is proud that Nico Alvarez now rewrites stories instead of just chasing fireworks.
If they have a frame waiting, Nico Alvarez will fill it with as many stories as it can hold.
Elias sees that the boy has become a keeper of stories, not just a visitor between worlds.
Don Sereno finds it quite pleasant to be accompaniment to another storyteller for once.
Abuela Rosita believes the bridge is safer than ever when both sides send stories instead of fear. Doña Maravilla announces that tonight's honored tale comes from a living boy and a stubborn ant. Tia Ramira will help Nico Alvarez remember every detail so the story never fades.
Good night, City of the Dead. Nico Alvarez will keep your colors safe here, if you keep ours safe there.
Nico Alvarez wonders if the City of the Dead feels this same morning chill on its rooftops. Tia Ramira thinks this hill should not be the only place to hear these stories. What does your teacher say? The teacher asked everyone to bring a legend from our family, but Nico Alvarez's legend walked on bone bridges.
If Nico Alvarez tells the truth, will they think it is only a story?
Señorita Velasco sees a very unusual bridge in Nico's drawing. Will you tell us about it later?
Maybe if Nico Alvarez starts with the funny parts, the bones will not scare them.
Nico Alvarez will tell it like a story, but remember it like a truth.
However Nico Alvarez tells it, Tia Ramira will be in the back row tomorrow, listening.
Señorita Velasco would like 3 volunteers to share their legends today. Who feels brave?
Tia Ramira did not expect this brave hand to be first, but she is glad.
This is the story of the night the colors almost disappeared, from both my town and the city of the dead. Nico Alvarez met a skeleton named Elias, who could hear when stories were being stolen.
Elias hears a living story being spoken again, not in fear, but in pride.
Don Sereno suspects our famous guest storyteller is performing for a new audience.
Abuela Rosita recognizes that voice. He is telling our night as if it were a gift. Doña Maravilla thinks someone is making the plaza famous again from the other side.
And that is why Nico Alvarez now writes down even the smallest jokes his family tells, so no story can ever be eaten again.
Señorita Velasco thought she would hear legends from many years ago, not a legend that chose one of her students last year.
Tia Ramira did not expect to hear the whole truth, but she is thankful it finally has a roof besides their kitchen.
If they believe even half, that is enough for the bridge to stay strong.
Tia Ramira thought she would have to shush you if you spoke of bone bridges, but you made them sound like hope. Maybe there is a story we have not heard yet, from someone still lost on the other side.
Elias sees that the story we once saved now saves us back in words. Don Sereno wonders if tonight is too calm for a city that learned how close it came to fading.
Abuela Rosita knows. Calm can sometimes hide a story that is afraid to speak.
Spirit child cannot remember the sad call spirit.
Nico Alvarez did not meet this child last time, but the pencil says they are there.
Tia Ramira feels the veil stirring again, and this time it does not feel like celebration.
Elias senses one small spirit whose story did not travel far enough to be remembered.
Don Sereno's songs are not reaching someone who is stuck between here and nowhere.
Spirit child does not know if spirit child.
Nico Alvarez thinks someone on the other side is trying to be heard, but has no words left.
Tia Ramira told herself she would never walk that bridge again, but she sees a child who has even less choice.
Elias understands that this time, the bridge's invitation must be shared between worlds from the beginning.
Abuela Rosita hears a child who has no lullaby left to hold on to. Tia Ramira promised never to let Nico Alvarez walk a bridge alone, so if the door opens, we step together.
Elias calls not for heroes this time, but for listeners and comforters.
Spirit child feels a song coming, but not from this side alone.
Nico Alvarez is not falling this time. Nico Alvarez is being carried.
This time, Tia Ramira touched the ground before her heart tried to run away.
Don Sereno welcomes his favorite living troublemakers back to the city of well-managed chaos.
Abuela Rosita is glad to see the boy whose stories grew all the way into our library. Doña Maravilla thanks you for coming back, but we did not call you for a party.
Elias called because a child whose story is dissolving.
Spirit child is afraid of taking a step that might erase what little is left.
If that child's story is fading, maybe hearing another child tell theirs could help.
Tia Ramira will walk to that river with you.
But the child must never be pushed faster than their fear can walk.
It feels like the whole city is coming with us, even if only in the walls.
Elias can sense their fear tightening like a knot. We must loosen it with gentleness.
Spirit Child does not know which world this crowd belongs to. My name is Nico Alvarez. I was afraid of my first bridge too.
Spirit Child does not remember their own name anymore.
Tia Ramira will call you Little Trumpet for now, until your true name feels brave enough to come back.
Don Sereno knows many songs, but none as important as the one you have forgotten.
Abuela Rosita has heard many first stories. She would like to hear yours, even if it is only one little piece.
Doña Maravilla promises that no one here will rush you or turn away if your story shakes.
Elias knows that sometimes the first piece is not a name, but a single, stubborn memory.
Little Trumpet remembers loud music in a plaza. So loud, Spirit Child's chest buzzed.
I know someone who can make that buzzing again. Would Little Trumpet like to hear just a little?
Don Sereno calls this the song of the first trumpet practice that annoyed all the neighbors.
Little Trumpet remembers hands clapping and a voice saying, "Play louder, little star." Somebody loved that noise very much. Do you remember their laugh?
Little Trumpet remembers a woman with a bright shawl spinning while Spirit Child played.
Elias believes that shawl and that laugh are strong threads. If we follow them together, your name may follow.
If Little Trumpet starts telling these pieces, Nico Alvarez will catch them in words so they cannot run away again.
Abuela Rosita will keep the song going under your words, so you never have to speak into silence. Doña Maravilla declares this shore a safe place for trembling memories.
Little Trumpet remembers the lights going away before the song finished.
Sometimes lights go out too soon, but that does not mean the song is over. Huh?
Elias believes this unfinished song is why the child cannot walk fully into either world. Don Sereno thinks this song has been waiting for its proper ending.
Mother calling me Estrellita when the song finally worked.
Then your real name can be Estrellita here too, and it is safe on this page.
Tia Ramira is honored to meet Estrellita properly.
Elias confirms that your story has roots in both worlds again, and nothing hungry can eat it now.
Abuela Rosita believes Estrellita's mother can hear that last note at last.
Doña Maravilla is satisfied. This night will not go into the complaint book.
Estrellita, thanks you for lending Estrellita your courage.
Nico Alvarez only shared his pencil. Your memories did the bravest part.
It is time for this aunt and this boy to step back across, but they will carry Estrellita's name with them.
Elias has shaped a door that opens as softly as a remembered lullaby.
Don Sereno expects to hear this whole adventure repeated in your next legend assignment.
Abuela Rosita trusts Tia Ramira to keep those petals facing the light on both sides. Doña Maravilla will keep this city's stories balanced while you strengthen yours.
Estrellita will play in every plaza here, and sometimes in your memories there.
Nico Alvarez promises to keep writing until no child ever fades alone again. Tia Ramira is ready to sit on our wall and hear every detail. It feels like we were gone many hours, but the sky says almost no time.
Show Tia Ramira what you caught of Estrellita's story before you forget even one thread.
Now, even if someone in her family forgets, this page will remember.
Elias is relieved to know the bridge between worlds is now paved with more than fear. It is paved with shared stories.
Don Sereno will have to print a bigger songbook just to fit these new legends.
Abuela Rosita trusts that somewhere, an aunt and a boy are telling this story as a bedtime tale. Doña Maravilla admits these are the best kind of first stories. Messy, brave, and shared.
One day, when a teacher asks for legends again, Nico Alvarez will not have enough pages.
Tia Ramira knows now that as long as we keep telling them, our stories will stay bright enough for any bridge to find.